Simon, it's just been announced that Ben Crooks has joined the club on a permanent deal till the end of the season from fellow Betfred Championship side Keighley Cougars, an experienced centre in your ranks. That must be something of a positive for yourself.
I think you just kind of answered it all, yeah. Experience is the big one. Depth in quality as well is really good for us, and yeah, it's a position we haven't had heaps of depth in, and we haven't really clicked and nailed it at times this year. I think there's some lads are showing some form now, but I think bringing another body in just adds to that competitiveness that I'm hoping takes us forward. Timing, suppose, is everything. Just come around really quick. You know, we've jumped at it to get it done before we miss an opportunity, I suppose. So yeah, happy to get him on board. He's been around a long time. Plays not only centre, he can play on the wing, can play fullback if we needed. Experienced player, so I think he adds a lot of value to our squad, and I think the younger lads within it, younger than him, let's say, I know Tibbs is the young one, but the other lads who play centre are younger, and certainly not as experienced as him, so I'm sure they can pick his brains and he can rub off on them in some areas. So yeah, on the whole, I think it's a positive sign for us.
We saw a similar deal for Ryan Lanham when he came over from Salford halfway through the years. Is it a good time to sign someone with a lot of experience like this? They come into your squad, freshen things up halfway through the year?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a good time, it's just opportunist really. The opportunity presented, so we've gone for it, but I don't think middle of the year is a bad time to recruit, freshens you up, as he said, and you know, when you get the opportunity to bring in a player to freshen you up with Ben's experience, as long as all the other things line up, it's not a bad deal and a smart choice, I think.
You mentioned obviously he's an experienced player, but what are his attributes? Where do his strengths of his game lie?
I think Ben's got an ability to create space and get his winger away. Good hands, good in the air, moves pretty well, considering he's been around a long time. The older you get, the harder it gets, but he's still moving well. Solid defender, really good talker and communicator as well, and it wraps off other lads I've spoke to, and we've got a couple here who played with him. They're very impressed with his leadership qualities as well, and the chat he has, not only on field, but in trying to push everyone around the place, and obviously speaking up in video and stuff like that is what you'd expect from some of his experience. So it'd be good to get that thrown in amongst it, and obviously it just makes for some tougher decisions, but at the same time that's why we're here. That's my job really, and when we have more players it makes the decisions somewhat harder, but also it makes the positions harder to grab and keep. So yeah, I think it's a really good move for us, and it's quite timely as well. We've got some very tough fixtures coming up, so yeah, we're happy with it.
Yeah, it was a big signing over at Keighley in the close season. Did his availability on the market come as a bit of a surprise there?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all would have been surprised Luke Gale left, which was closely followed by Reece leaving. I don't know Keighley's situation, what they're playing, what they're doing, in the background, and what they're planning for. But yeah, look, for us, it's a good deal for us, and that's the thing that matters. So yeah, we're happy. We've stumbled across the opportunity, I suppose, and we'll move on now.
And he's fit and ready to go into contention for Sunday's derby at Odsal?
Yeah, he'll be in the squad. Whether he's ready to play or not is a different matter. I know he's had a calf injury of late, but also at the same time, he needs to train a bit, so we'll see how it looks. His experience, I'd imagine he just falls straight in with what we're doing, but although we all play very similar and same like, there's a lot of differences and little nuances as well, which each club and team, they look at it a little bit differently, so there's a little bit to sort of catch up on, but we'll see how that goes. We've got a couple of sessions to look at that.
Yeah, with that centre being a particularly important position going forward and in defence, it's not something you can just slot straight into, or do you think you could?
I think some of the experience that Ben's got certainly can, but we'll see. We'll see what it looks like, and obviously check on our own lads as well, because tonight is the last night really to get a proper check and make sure who is available. Yeah, so we'll work it all out.